Hey everybody, what's up? My internet is back on. I can start doing videos again. And I haven't really had internet now for a month, I think, something like that. And I didn't realize how much I would miss it, and how much I would miss YouTube, and how much enjoyment I get out of making these videos. I know that sounds strange, but I meet people online that I would never come across in my lifetime from all around the world, and what a lot of people say is my cooking videos are relaxing. Okay, that's cool. I'm kind of a mellow guy, and now I'm able to make long videos again because my account's in good standing for who knows how long. So I'm going to start making some more cooking videos for you. And this one is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it on pot roast, on how to make a good pot roast. Now, you start off with uh, bottom round. It comes out the most tender. Bottom round Angus beef. It doesn't have to be Angus. I just happen to have a sale on it at the butcher shop. So let's start off as any good cooking video should be started off with. A nice glass of wine. Pour ourselves a glass of wine. Take a little taste. See how it is. That's good. Okay. Now what we have here is we've got the bottom round. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Now you see that fat on there? You're going to leave it on there. And the reason you leave it on there, one, it adds flavor to the pot roast, and it also keeps it from sticking when we're going to sear it. So first off, we're going to season it up. We'll use a little Lowry seasoning because this has pretty much everything you need in there. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, all kinds of stuff. And I personally, I love Lowry's. All right, shake a little on there. Flip it. Just like that. You want to season both sides. A lot of people are like, no, you don't have to. Really, you do. It does make a big difference. So, this is my mom's recipe. I can't take credit for this. I've been eating this since I've been a little kid. And it's my favorite pot roast recipe. I'm going to make a whole meal for you today, guys. Now we're going to use a little bit of ketchup. Ketchup and mayonnaise, man, don't get cheap with. When it comes to mayonnaise, it's Hellman's. If you're not going to make it yourself. When it comes to ketchup, it's Heinz. So, we're going to put some ketchup on here. Just like that. Then, we're going to put some mustard on it. I know it sounds strange, but the end product you will love. I guarantee it. I promise you'll love this pot roast. Massage it on there. Just like that. I'm going to wash my hands off. Hands are washed. So, I'm going to move you guys over and we're going to sear the pot roast. Okay, now what we have here is some people call it a Dutch oven or a roaster. This is like 60 years old. I picked this up at a garage sale for like I want to say like 10 bucks. So, aluminum, this is an aluminum cast Dutch oven. So what you do is, and I think personally it makes a huge difference in the way the meat tastes. So take the top off, put that off to the side. Now we're going to use a little bit of canola oil in here, just a little bit, not a lot. See, just like that. We'll swirl it around a little bit. And it's got to be a medium heat. That's another thing, medium heat. Every stove's different, so what would be medium heat for me would be a different heat for you. You don't want to incinerate it, you don't want it to catch on fire, but you want it to sear. What you're doing by searing the meat is you're sealing up all the pores in the meat. And what that does is it locks in the juices and makes it more tender and more flavorful. So let's go ahead and sear it. We've got it. seasoned already. We're going to go fat side down. So I'll check back with you when we're all seared up. Okay, we're searing the meat. Now we're going to cut some onions. If you want to put carrots in it, go for it. Put carrots in it, but I just don't really dig carrots and celery. And it's just not my thing. So we're going to take a Spanish onion. It can be any onion you want. Don't get all caught up in the onion racism. Like, it's got to be a red onion. It's got to be a white onion. An onion's an onion's an onion. So we're going to go ahead and take the skin off the onion. Just like that. Put that off to the side because we don't want those little flaky skin pieces getting in there. And we're going to clean that all off in a second. So we'll get that out of the way. Do another one. Easy way to peel an onion. We'll cut an onion. Cut the tips off. End to end like that. Then you split it in half. I mean, all the recipes I show you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to put them together. And they're all home cooking, good food, and it's not going to taste like a rat's ass. So, I mean, maybe some people like eating rat's asses, but I just don't have to be one of them. All right, take that off. Put it in the bowl. Wipe that cutting board off. And we get all those funky flakes of the onion out of there. Then wipe them off your knife. All right, from here, it's going to cook for about 3 hours. So we don't have to make small dice. Just like that. Cut the onion up. And a lot of the onion, it'll dissolve in the gravy the longer you cook it. So we don't have to cut it any fancy way. I'm not going to sit here and throw bogus cooking terms at you and try and make something out to be more than it is. Just going to show you good home cooking. And this on a winter day when it's snowing out is just a cat's ass, man. This makes the house smell so good. Okay, that's it. Put that in the bowl until after we seared our meat and got it nice and brown. And another reason we sear the meat is we're adding color to the stock that it's going to cook in. So I'll check back when the meat's brown. Okay, everybody, we seared our meat on all the sides, and what you're looking for is you look at the bottom of the pan here. Move that out of the way. You see that brown stuff in there? That not burnt, but brown. This stuff, that's called chawed. What chawed does is it's caramelized fat from the roast, and that adds color and flavor to the meat. So now we're going to add our onions. Onions go in. We swirl it around in all that brown stuff. Then we let the meat rest on top of it. Cover it all up. And all that stuff that's stuck to the bottom will release when we add liquid to it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add some water to it. Right in there, let it wash over the meat. What we're going to do is we're going to cover the meat 3/4. And what that means is we're going to bring it up to 3/4 of the height of the roast. All right, that's close enough to 3/4. We want some of it to stay out of the pot. So now we're gonna re-season the meat. We're gonna put some more ketchup on top. I know that freaks a lot of people out, but the end product, I guarantee you'll love it. Just like that. I love mustard and ketchup, but it's not going to taste like you're eating a hamburger or anything crazy like that. Just like that over the top. And as it cooks, what it's going to do is it's going to run off into the gravy we're going to make. So now we're going to re-season. Right on top, a little bit more. And we'll season the gravy up at the end. That way we're not making it too salty. Now to this, what we're going to do is we're going to add something called Gravy Master. Or browning sauce or kitchen bouquet. Gravy Master just seems like it tastes the best. Right in there. And that'll immediately make the gravy dark. And like a caramel color. See what I mean? Alright, so what we do from here is we put the top on, just like that, let it roll at that medium heat for about 3.5 hours. Okay, everybody, it's been about 3 hours we've been cooking the pot roast. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cook noodles to have with the pot roast. Not Noodles the cat, but noodles. So what we're going to do is we've got a pot of boiling water here. Well, it's not really boiling yet. We're going to add salt to that pot. It's going to flavor the noodles, and at the same time, it's going to condense the molecules in the water, which makes it boil harder and boil faster. Now you see, after I added the salt, now it's starting to boil. So, you know, that old wives' tale, add salt to the water when you cook pasta. There's something to it. Alright, so let's get the noodles out. I'm going to add some noodles, the boiling water, and we're using Pennsylvania Dutch noodles. Muller's is just as good. These are egg noodles. So we'll spin that around and let that cook. And I'll bring it back here. Now, look at this pot. Like I said, this pot is like 60 years old. And what they're using here is something I call Granny Tech. This pot was designed by farmers when the household had one pot in it. It didn't have like a whole pantry full of $300 pots. Everything got created in this pot. Now the pot, what you see here is, see how the steam's escaping the sides? Both sides. At the same time, when you flip the lid up, you're going to see these ridges. There's ridges in the pot. What it does is it creates like a cyclone inside the pot. Like braising, when you braise a piece of meat, usually you offset the pot and it makes a circle when the steam goes around the meat. What this does is it creates like a whirlpool with the same action. I'm not trying to lose you here. You don't have to have this pot, but it makes the pot roast a lot better. So we're going to take the pot roast out and let it rest. It's got to sit for at least 15 minutes before you cut it. And it's a muscle. So the idea behind it is you're going to let those fibers of the muscle that are contracted loosen up by resting it. So that's what we're going to do. Take the roast out, and you see how it shrunk considerably, but whatever. We knew that going in. Now we're going to take cornstarch. What we do is we take some cornstarch, regular old glass, and this is what thickens the gravy or sauce or whatever you want to call it. Put it in the glass, add some water, and the reason you add the water is so you don't have lumps. The stir it around till all the lumps come out. Okay, all the lumps are out. Into the pot we go. Bring it up anymore. Okay, that's cool. Bring it a little closer. Okay, we add the starch, and this will thicken up the gravy. You stir it up. Now the thing is with starch, you got to cook it for about 5 minutes. And what it does is it loses that starchy taste. The gravy will get thick, and you won't have the like chalky taste. So you see it's thickening up already. Once it comes to a full boil again, it'll be nice and tight and it'll be a decent gravy. You can strain the onions out of it if you really want to, but I like the onions, so we'll keep it in. So I'm going to slice the meat, and I'll let the gravy and the starch in the gravy cook down a little bit and tighten up. And it'll get a little clearer. See how it's foggy? It'll get clearer once we do that. Okay, now we're coming to the home stretch of making our homemade pot roast. So let me show you what we do next. We're going to put the egg noodles down. Just like that. Now this feeds about 5 people. Put the pot roast down on here. Just like that. Then I'm going to put the gravy right on top of it. We'll serve this family style. You know, I like family style the best. You know, a lot of Italian dishes are done family style like this, and everybody eats off the plate. You take what you want, then you build another plate. So that's how you make homemade pot roast. Now that's a badass meal. Alright guys, hopefully you dig it, hopefully you liked it, hopefully you try it. I guarantee you'll like it later.